Yo, what's good, people? Today we're going to be talking about Cammy. So I wanted to put together a small guide just to kind of explain how I approach Cammy, but I want to focus on beginner Cammy players. So if you want to pick up Cammy, if you never played Cammy before, how you would pick her up and how you would kind of get into the character as a beginner. So let's get started. So let's talk about her 5 best moves in neutral to use, in my opinion, because all this stuff is subjective, obviously, but I play Cammy. I have quite a high rank Cammy. I played Cammy in 5, so I know a bit about Cammy. So her first best button, I would say, is crouching medium punch, because it's got good range. You can special cancel it. So it's kind of a button that you would use in this range. So kind of range, I would say range 2 to range 2.5, I would say. And it's good at catching whiffs. So it's a quick button, crouching medium punch, good at catching whiffs, special cancelable. And obviously you can drive rush, so it's a good button. Next, I want to talk about low forward. So low forward is just crouching medium kick. It has very good range and you can do low forward drive rush, so something like that. Or you can do, this is like the go-to for Cammy. Low forward drive rush is good at, it's the same kind of thing as crouching medium punch, but it has a bit more range and it's a low. So with characters that have a low forward drive rush, it's kind of risky to walk back. So you can actually just keep opponents pinned down with down back. And that's good because you can, you know, they can't really enforce spacing. They can't space themselves correctly if they only holding down back. So, you know, you can space while waddling back and forth, walking forward, walking back, getting into that perfect space to whiff punish. Whereas if I'm pinned down with down back, I can't do that. So it's like you can approach me easier when I'm just holding down back. So that's why having a low foot drive rush is really nice. So next I want to talk about is standing medium kick. So this is a legacy button. She's always had this button in every game. This button is so good because the range is awesome. Like the range is really nice, and it's at a range where you can evade low forwards. I was about to say low forward drive rush. Low forwards, you can space yourself to make a low forward whiff, and you can still whiff punish with this move. So it's a good move to throw out. It's -4 on block, but the opponent can't punish it if you space it correctly. So if I did it from this range, they might be able to punish it, but if it's from this range, you're not going to be able to punish it with a 4 frame. So that's why this move is very good. It's just a mid poke, I suppose. So that's standing medium kick. So next move I want to talk about is standing heavy kick. So this move is, again, it's kind of just a mid poke, but instead I would use this to burn drive gauge, because look how much chip it's doing. So 2 blocked standing heavy kicks is over a bar of drive gauge gone. So this is really important because I think a lot of players, they don't actually understand how important drive gauge is, especially because a drive rush cancel is 3 bars. So now if you take that away, you know, they're gonna burn themselves out quicker. Whereas if they had full meter, they can do other stuff. This is really important. For me personally, I use this to drain the meter more. I mean, it is a good whiff punish button, but if I'm going to whiff punish, I want to whiff punish with something that is more substantial, because you can't do anything with this on hit. This is not cancelable. So yeah, it's kind of just it's a good whiff punish button, but it's more for whiff punishes that you are, you know, max range whiff punishes. So for example, like this range, they're gonna extend their hurt box in this situation if you punish it with. So yeah, this range is good, but ultimately I think I would use it more for meter burning. So the last button I want to talk about is stand light kick. So stand light kick, again, is kind of just, it's primarily used as a check tool or a tool for like auto spacing. So if you do this on block and they jab, you can actually just kind of auto space if you delay it, because if you do this, they can actually interrupt that. So you have to like kind of delay your button a little bit, and then you can, it's an auto space with punish. But primarily I would use it for like interrupting drive rush or with punishment. So like if Luke's doing his stand light kick, you can also whiff punish it with this. And they also made it easier to drive rush from attack, so now you can just press parry. So I'm just pressing parry. Let me turn on the command history. So yeah, so look, I'm not pressing forward because this was an issue for like quick buttons. Sometimes it wouldn't come out, or like low for drive rush, for example. Now I can just press parry, which makes it easier to cancel. The caveat with this is light buttons on whiff it still comes out with the drive rush, so you have to be careful. Whereas medium buttons don't do that. Heavy buttons don't do that. It's only light buttons that do that. So you kind of have to be careful with kind of preemptive drive rush attempts. You kind of have to just be in close range. And if you're gonna cancel it, I would say be in range, because you know you're just gonna burn meter for no reason. That's 3 bars gone for with finger button, you know. So it's a good button, but I would say just be careful with the drive rush, because you know you can waste meter by doing that. So those are 5 attacks that I would say Cammy is really good for. One honorable mention I would say is standing heavy punch, because this is the button that is going to be your main button for kind of shimmies and just max damage punishment, because her max damage punish from, like, let's say a shimmy is, let me turn block off. So her max damage shimmy punish would be something like, okay, so you're gonna shimmy, you're gonna walk in, walk out, and walk back in, because sometimes this button can whiff, and that's the issue. Like, it has good range, but the range is deceptive, because it has good range when the opponent extends a hurt box, the hurt box, by pressing a button. So you would walk in, walk out, walk in. So this is just like a standard punish, but it nets a lot of damage, because you can do like something like that. Or for example, if you had level 3, I'm mashing the super, but yeah. So look at this damage from a shimmy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like half health. So, you know, Cammy does have access to a lot of high damaging combos. It's just only from certain situations. So that's an honorable mention. Another honorable mention, is basically a whole move list at this point, but another honorable mention is crouching heavy punch. So this is her plus frame tool. So let me turn on the frames so you can see. This button's very good because it has a lot of active frames as well. So on wake up, you can use this as a meaty tool to get even more plus frames. That's why this button is very good as well. And it does quite a bit of chip. So this does more chip though, I think. Yeah. This does more chip. So this is like mainly your chip, your drive chip button. It does a lot of chip. Look how much chip it's doing. That's crazy. So anyway, crouch heavy punch. So let's turn on the frames. So this button's +1 on block, but you can space it to where it's even more plus. But this is a beginner guide. I don't really want to go into like Oki and stuff like that. So yeah, this button's very good just for, you know, plus frames, and it's also a punish button as well. So like if for example you block an EXDP, so now you're going to be able to get a stand heavy punch. This is a very damaging combo. Something like that is just simple. Something simple. Wow, that's not simple, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's a great button for damage. Like this opens up a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's a great button as well. Plus frame button does a lot of damage on punish counter, opens up a lot of damage for combos. Combo potential increases with this move. It's kind of simple combo that you would do like on punish counter, and it's very hard to mess that combo up. So yeah, look at the damage. So that's crazy. Look, did you see the damage? So yes, Cammy does have a lot of high damaging combos. It's just only from certain situations, because usually you would, the neutral interaction is kind of like, you know, with punishment with low forward, spiral arrow, Oki, which is more plus. So that was +7 on hit. Now if I wait on hit, this is +5. So you're gonna be more plus. So you can actually do mediums because it's +7 on hit. So Cammy doesn't have a lot of set play. I'm going to get into small set play in a minute, but yeah, so those are her, I would say, her best neutral tools. So now we're going to get into B&Bs. Just very, very quick B&Bs. So Cammy has access to 3 light confirms. So what that is basically just 3 lights into an attack. Or something like that. She has variations of this, so you can do this one. Oh, messed up. And this makes it easier to do drive rush combos because you have kind of more time to confirm the hit. You could do 3 hits instead of some. I think some characters only get 2. So the fact that Cammy has 3 is very nice. Yeah. just something like that. So yeah, she has 3 lat confirms. Then she has, I just discussed, like this is a good button for combos. So you would do this, like, okay, let's say you jumped in, this would be your button, something like that. So this is your go-to. On punish counter, it kind of changes a little bit because you can get standing heavy punch on punish counter. Same with drive rush. Oh, let me turn punish counter off. See? So yeah, your frames change exactly the same whether it's a punish counter or a drive rush, because the frames increase by 4. So this is +7 on hit, and we're going to be +11 on hit now from drive rush, which means you can get this. And the same with punish counter, so it's going to be +11 on hit. Again, increases by 4. So if you're kind of scared about the frames differing, you know, with different mechanics of the game, just keep in mind that punish counter and drive rush will be the same. Now, you can actually stack these if you know you can get something juicy. As you can see, this now is +15. So 7 + 4 + 4 is 15. So 7 + 4 is 11, +4, 15 frames. So the reason why it's 15 frames is because firstly, this is punish counter, and then if I drive rush into it, it's going to add another 4 frames. So it's going to be +15. So that's how the kind of frame stacking works in this game. I'm not sure if Cammy actually gets anything juicy from this. Like, I don't think she gets anything sick. So really, your punish would just be this. Like, unless like it was really far. Like, I know that Rashid has the kind of the spike move, and you have to drive rush to punish it. So sometimes you actually do need to drive rush, but the combo would be the same. So Cammy's B&Bs are very simple. You also have this. So you can combo, because this is +6 on hit. Yeah. So you can make Cammy's dive kick plus, and a kind of an easy way to make a dive kick plus, you want to just keep in mind that the lower you hit them, the more plus you're going to be. So that stands true for on block and hit. It doesn't really matter. You know, the frame kind of interaction remains the same. So we're going to block all. For example, now if I do it point blank, it's going to be punishable. -7 on block, you can see. -7. Now if I do it a little bit further back, 0, +1, +3. So, you know, the further down I hit them, if I hit them right on the tip of the toes, I'm +3. If I hit them in kind of the kneecap area, I'll be like +1. And anywhere in between that, so like the shins, I will be +2. You just kind of have to keep that in mind. Now, if I hit them like above the kind of thigh area and above, I'm going to be punishable. So if I hit them like there, I'm not punishable, but -3. So, you know, I can't take my turn back there unless I mash EX DP, which is risky. I don't really recommend doing that. So yeah, the kind of rule of thumb is tip of the toes is always plus. So anywhere from below the kneecap is always plus, basically. So keep that in mind. And then an easy setup would be, you know, drive rush combo, simple. You're going to be always plus here. So I'm going to select block after the first hit so you can see. She's always going to be plus here. Now, it depends on what wake up your opponent is doing as well. So you can see that he is recovering place. Now let's recover backward. She's still going to be plus. So as long as your dive kick is crispy, she's always going to be plus. So I'm doing medium dive kick and then heavy dive kick. And that's going to be plus in all situations. Even if he recovers in place, medium and then heavy, it's going to be plus. Oh, I messed up. Yeah, +2, +1, always going to be plus. So that's kind of an easy way to set it up. You can also set it up from... Oh, not that. You can set plus dive kicks up from this as well. You just have to use the correct spacing of dive kicks. So like I would use medium in this situation. So that's recover backwards. So that's +1 on block. And then recover in place. I messed up the dive kick. It's also going to be +1. So it works on recover backwards and recover in place. That's medium dive kick, and that's from heavy spiral arrow. She can be plus, yeah. And then I can fish for like, okay, on block. So block reversal, I'm going to turn on. I'm going to select crouching light punch, which is 4 frames from Luke. See? So that sequence is plus. Same with this. And you can really kill people for mashing on dive kick if it's plus, obviously. But you just kind of have to keep that rule of thumb in mind, you know. From the tip of the toes to around the kneecap area is going to be plus. And then anywhere above it is kind of, you're taking a risk, taking your turn back. So that's kind of dive kick in plus frames in a nutshell. And then other than that, I would say like, use her movement to your advantage, because Cammy has great movement, great shimmy potential. Her grabs are also very good. In the corner, okay, let's cover throw loops in the corner real quick, because she has a real throw loop. So now he's in the corner. I'm going to throw loop him, and he's going to mash crouching light punch on wake up. So you can see, even if they mash a 4 frame, you can still throw them on wake up. Counter hit. And then you can set them up for like, you know, counter hits, meaty setups. Crazy. So yeah, her potential in the corner is a bit wild. So yeah, that's a throw loop. I'll show you one more time. All you need to do is walk up throw. I was late there. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. You just have to hold it. Yeah, actually just have to hold it. So yeah, there's nothing Luke can do. I want to just touch upon flowcharts, easy flowcharts for beginners. So if you whiff punish with either this button, or this button, you can do heavy spiral. So I'm going to show you. That's 1, that's 2, and those are 3 whiff punishes that you need to be using in games with Cammy. The kind of flowchart or the set play would be to increase plus frames. There's nothing they can really do about this other than waking up and mashing reversal, EX reversal. Plus 5 on block, crazy. So that's 1. Number 2 is if you do a heavy cannon spike, so that's a DP, you can do medium spiral and always be 0 on block. So if they try to like backdash, or if they try a button or something like that, they're gonna get hit, but it's safe. And you can sometimes, players will do slower buttons to try and punish a spiral arrow. So you can kind of get away with mashing jabs at 0 on block. So in the corner, you can combo from this as well. So you can do heavy DP, medium DP, light DP. Now in this case, I'll do heavy DP just because it does the most damage here. And it will loop. So yeah. This is very good as well. It's also good in mid-screen, you know, if you know your opponent likes to backdash on wake up or just do stuff on wake up, you can catch them with this. And a lot of the times people will mash, or they'll start mashing like EXDP or wake up. If you've hit them with this before, they're gonna guarantee they will wake up mash. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, those were just a few tips and tricks of Cammy. I know this is quite a long video, but yeah, I want to help beginner players get into the character, and I think just topics that we've discussed over this video will really help you. If you enjoy the video, do a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Liking the video will help with the algorithm, subscribing will help me, and commenting will kind of help me just gauge your interest in the topic and what you want to see next, or if you enjoyed the video. That was it. Peace.